Hello, welcome to Ghost Prime Transformers Reviews. Today, I'll be taking a look at the Amazon exclusive Earthrise, Ironhide, and Prowl 2-pack. Now this guy is just released or is just arriving to your door. He might have been delayed. There were some delays that have been reported from these guys, and that frickin' sucks. But hold on tight, these are pretty good figures. There are some little things I do like about them, some I don't like about them. That stuff I'll go over in the review. So Ironhide has had a very long history of having a good figure. Starting out with the 1984 Generation 1 version, he didn't have a head. And getting that version, or seeing that version if you had it as a kid, is like, where's his head? Well, he doesn't look like the animation model. And ever since then, they've been struggling to get a nice animation accurate Ironhide that looks good in both modes. Now they did do it once, this one is not that mold. However, he's not super bad. Prowl does have Blue Streak's head here. Overall, I think he's very nice. He is one of the other Dotson figures. Now we have 3 of them, which is awesome. We finally have the trio. So, without any further ado, let's get to the review. All right, doing things as we normally do, we're going to start out with the packaging. Now, I was lucky enough to have a box surrounding this, so I didn't have any labels on the front, so I am able to see the gorgeous artwork that is on the front of this box. One thing I do want to note, let's lift up the camera a little bit so we can see here, is you have the Conehead in the background, and you have Prowl here with Blue Streak's head, so that is intentional. Getting down here into Ironhide, let's take a quick look. He's got a nice grimace on his face, and he's using his sled thing as a shield, hitting the Autobot logo directly by some Decepticon fire off screen, off camera. Overall, it's a really nice painting, nice rendering here of the 2 characters. On the side here, you just kind of have a continuation of the scene. This is just one giant image, as you can tell by his Ironhide's arm appearing on the other side here. And you got some more blaster fire. So on the back, you have Prowl and Ironhide in their respective alt modes and robot modes. Very normal to see this. It's kind of a normal thing. On the top, same thing as we've come to expect. War for Cybertron, Siege, and the Autobot logo. Bottom, nothing really there. And the Siege logo on the side. For documentation, you do get the instruction booklet, which has both of them portrayed. And it shows you how to do the transformation of Prowl and Ironhide. Oh, here we go. All very clearly laid out on how to do it. They also go through the different things you could do with the sled, which I will go over. It's kind of a multi-function tool. Last, you get the matte piece, which comes sealed in this baggie, which I have not opened yet. So let's do it now and see what is on the planet. So if you're collecting these, that's a lot of cutting out and a lot of mounting for all these little matte pieces. So we get it made out of cardboard, and you get the decoder. And what does it say here? Nebulon Station. So that's what we got for the matte piece. Also in the box, we will start out with the accessories. So you get Ironhide's gun here, which is reminiscent of the gun he came with G1, and he's got some nice kind of gunmetal paint on the end there. I think that was a good surprise. I did not expect this to have any paint on it whatsoever, being a small little gun piece. You also get Ironhide's sled or riot shield, and Prowl's gun done in white. It looks very much just like the other ones, just done in white for the other Dotsons. It's exactly the same gun, so be careful when taking out the package because this piece has been known to break. And of course, inside the package, you do get Ironhide and Prowl. So to start out, let's take a quick look at Ironhide. So Ironhide here, he looks very much like his Siege version. He is done in different colors than the Siege. He does have the back pieces black. The wheels are molded in black. I think one thing that maybe not show up so much in this mode, he has different color reds, which is something I do not like about this figure, but he looks beefy. He does have that heft to him. He looks like he could really take on some Decepticons, so I do like that. I think that's a really, really good feature or design to have, that his like broad shoulders and big clompers on his feet. These are good, although these clompers could have done a lot else, something different with. So let's take a quick look at his sled here. So his sled in robot mode, you can either keep it like this or like this. And what that does is it becomes a gun. And he can hold this like so. And it is compatible with the blast effects in here, and inside these holes here. The package art, as I just showed, does show this as sort of a shield. You hold it as a shield here, which is an okay look for him. I think this is a pretty good look. It also fits in the peg hole on his back, like so. And does hinder some posability, but it's not too bad. Not too bad overall. It also acts as a storage for his weapon here. It got really bright all of a sudden. It acts as storage for his weapon here. So his weapon actually, if you take the, see on the bottom here, on the inside, open up the side windows. And there's a little peg hole right there. As you can see, there's 5mm ports on the side of this. You could just fit that right in. Just for right in like that. And that'll actually work for the mode also, where the alt mode. If I get that out there, I have big sausage fingers. There we go. You can kind of use it as a sled as well. So let's take a quick look at this figure, a little closer up before we head to Prowl. So let's get into that head sculpt. It's a fairly decent head sculpt. It has a little ridge here that you can see kind of showing up, which is weird to me. I think the light kind of shines strangely there. Like you can see it right there, how it just looks kind of odd. To me, at least. Otherwise, it's a pretty decent head sculpt, very reminiscent of the figure. Nice blue eyes. He's got a lot smoother helmet than the Siege version. He does have this open area here like he should, like it shows in the cartoon. And there's a lot of things on him that are retooled. First, let's get into articulation. So for articulation, you have his head, which is on a ball joint, and it is 360. He can't really look up or down. That's transformation, so he can't really look up or down at all. He has 360 at the shoulder, all the way out, maybe a little further up. He has a little bit more than 90 at the elbow there. His wrist swivel all the way around, kind of hollow on the underside, hollow on the underside here. He has 360 at the waist, out pretty far at the leg, front, back pretty far, 90 a little over 90 at the knee, super big ankle tilt, and thigh swivel. Oh, he also has upper arm swivel. Now here comes the problem. So that arm swivels just fine all the way around. This arm, swivel that a couple times around, just falls right off. I'm not sure if yours will be like that. Mine is like that. It's not too big of a problem. I could pose it. But if I kind of don't want him in a pose and I move it around a couple times, he just kind of works his way off. Excuse the weird cut. My camera stopped recording, so it made me cut this sort of strangely. So let's take a look at the Prowl figure. Now this is a straight repaint of Blue Streak. He is completely exactly the same. He has the same head, which is, to me, I find that sort of irritating. I know nobody may not care, but to me it does. I don't like it. I think that they should have gone that extra mile that they did with Smokescreen and actually give him a new head. I understand that on Siege, like him and Blue Streak both had Prowl heads. So now it's the opposite. Him and Blue Streak both have Blue Streak heads. I would like to see him have his own head. He does have this light bar, which is different, and it does pop out. So it just pegs into the hole, but it goes right in there. He's got the clear windows again, kind of a very blue, like a light blue, which look really good on the headlights. As you can see, the light bouncing around in there, but not so much here. You can kind of see through it. It looks okay, I guess, here, but if you have something behind it, you can kind of see my finger. It does definitely show that that's hollow back there. Overall, though, exactly the same. I don't really have many gripes. He looks beautiful even with that head. So starting off with Ironhide here, let's get into a few comparisons, shall we? All right, so starting off with Ironhide, let's start off with some comparisons. Firstly, let's do a comparison with the Siege version. So if you look closely at this guy, he doesn't have a lot of different tooling. Believe it or not, he does have different shoulders. However, his arms up here are the same, and here his hands look to be the same. He has different little flaps here, but this one has the same problem. These two, they fall apart. He has exactly the same wheels. They are no different. This piece here, this bottom of the leg, this is the back, you see it a little bit more. These are exactly the same legs, which I wish they would have some difference. He has the upper thighs are the same. The waist part's the same. This here back is the same. These bumper parts are different. The head is different. So it has a lot. Oh, these are different here too, with shin pieces. And the feet are the same. They share a lot of exactly the same pieces. The colors on this guy match much better than the colors on him, as you see in his alt mode. All the black is gray on this version for the most part. Their transformation is almost exactly the same because they share the same mold. The front piece is a little different, and the inclusion of the top piece. So one of the reasons this has been remolded is not just because of the windows, because this piece actually has this piece, so you can't put this on him because of the couple tabs on the front windows here, and this tab that doesn't move down. Here he is with Generation 1 Ironhide. And Classics Ironhide. Everyone remember this guy? Remember when this was the best we could get? Boy, times have changed. This is leagues better than this guy. With all the complaints I have, I'm glad it's not this guy. He was such a disappointment. For this comparison, I had to move the camera out a bit just to get him in focus. There he is with Masterpiece Ironhide. And Masterpiece Ironhide is the standard of which all Ironhides are compared at this point. This is the Ironhide that I really love the best. However, I love his stockiness. I like how Ironhide is stocky in this and not, he's more lanky on this guy. This is a really nice width for the character. And here's how he compares to Earthrise Optimus Prime. Okay, so getting into transformation with this guy, we'll go over very quickly. We're just going to run through it real fast, speed up the tape just because you've already seen it. I will show you some differences, but most of it's all the same as the Siege Ironhide character, so you could look at that video if you'd like to check out the transformation. So let's do it. Up to this point, it is exactly like Siege. Everything tabs in here, everything is together, and you see these holes here, exactly like Siege. Now, one thing I did mention that this hole here is so that the sled tab could actually go through there and fit on. That is the only thing really keeping this, and the front piece is really the only thing keeping the Siege from being any different and being able to accept that sled piece. So you take the sled piece here, and as I did before, is open up all the windows, like so. Make sure that these gun pieces here, you could just either press that in or you could slide this back and forth. Make sure that's in like this. Once these are all open, you want to take that and you want to line up this peg here with this hole, and these 4 posts with the holes right there, and you press it right in. And you can actually move this out of the way, get your fingers in there if they're as big as mine. And then you take this, you kind of clamp. There's little, let's see if you can see, so you can see right there, right in right there. Get that in focus. There's a little peg right there, and that kind of goes under here. So it actually holds that on pretty nicely. And then you take the windows, clamp them down, front window, and just kind of squeeze, make sure it's all together. And there he is in his Earth mode. Now, he looks pretty good from this view. So as you turn him around, he does kind of lose it a little bit. You can see his shoulder sticking out here. These windows are completely blank, which was like that, I believe, in the Generation 1, at least for the back window has blank. It's okay. I actually don't mind that too much, because I really like the way the cab looks. It looks empty, but you still see his head there. But I think it looks good. I think it looks really good. The back. This piece right here is a huge eyesore. They try to cover it up. Oh, look, there's a window there. No, there's really not. It's kind of garbage. So, yeah. It doesn't show up on camera. Oddly, color differences show up on camera a lot. This doesn't seem to be showing up as much. So there's 3 different shades of red. This is a different shade of red. You kind of see it right there. Then this. This is a much, much deeper, darker red than the rest of it. Same with the feet are actually a lighter shade of red. And it's like, so this, these, and these are all the same red. There's another red for the main body, and then there's a red for the legs. I wish they would have done something there. It also would have been nice if this part was red, or maybe had a little Autobot logo on it, or something to kind of show that it's there, just kind of present. I do like how the lights are painted. I like the stripe. These are very nice things. And it's okay. These are just, I mean, there. Honestly, that's damn near perfect. I've been completely okay with that. But yeah, that doesn't make sense. But you can put blast effects there to make him look like he's going really, really, really fast. So really quick, let's get into some comparisons with this guy before we move on to Prowl. Here he is with the Masterpiece version. As you can see, especially from the front, he is designed to mimic this one a bit. They are, of course, supposed to be a very similar van. You see a bit of the size difference there. And of course, the back is just garbage. But that's how he is with the Masterpiece. I gotta say, I really like this transformation. And here he is with Generation 1. Generation 1 Ironhide. So now let's take a look at Prowl. All right, moving on to Prowl. Let's get him with his weapon here. So for articulation, please check out my Blue Streak review on this guy. He's exactly the same, so I'm not gonna go over there. We're gonna go straight into comparisons and then transformation, and then we'll compare the two. Let's get comparisons started off here with the Masterpiece version of Prowl. So there's a lot of things, of course, that carry over from this guy. Him being the same car and all. Again, I wish these doors had a way to do this, but alas, it's a smaller figure. They don't. I mean, I get it. Here he is with Prowl. Now, as you can see, let's get up close here. That right there is Prowl's head. That is Blue Streak's head. So these are swappable, sort of. You'd have to do a little bit of boring out of this one to fit on this peg, but it's really easy to pop the head off. But that's how these two compare here. Come on, camera, get in focus. They both share, it looks almost like the same translucent blue color here, which is nice. It is a nice update. You can see they moved the Autobot logo and these other things. Of course, changed the head. Here he is with Earthrise Optimus Prime. As you can see, the height difference. Prime is considerably taller, as Prime should be. And here he is with Blue Streak. And in fact, since we have them here, there's all three of the Dotson brothers together in Earthrise finally. They look beautiful together. Love them. Let's check this guy out in police car mode real quick. And there he is in his police car mode. Of course, you can store the gun like so, or like so. But he does not come with the extra turrets as the other ones did. It's just mainly the police car. So let's get in a little closer look at some of the details. All right, so now that we're close up on this guy, let's look at, the door doesn't quite like to close all the way on mine. On one side, the other one is a little better. A little kind of pushed a little bit. They all sort of have a gap here. So he does not say highway patrol on him anywhere. He does have some nice red for the taillights. One little detail that I'm really glad they did is if you could see here, it's a really, really, really thin line around the windows. The black around the windows is a really, really beautiful touch, I think. It really outlines everything and brings out the lines. I actually really like that this piece is dark. It is the least obtrusive on all the figures of all these characters here. I do have a little bit of a, I guess, underspray here. It's not too bad. You can't notice it in robot mode. Notice a little bit in the police car mode. The headlights look really good. The front is the normal Blue Streak front. I wish it had the hubcaps painted. It would have been really nice to paint the hubcaps and the little clips. It's an eyesore. It doesn't look good. He'd be great with some silver hubcaps and silver clips. They really should have done that. The only hubcaps they painted were Blue Streaks. So for comparison, let's see some other Prowls. All right, here he is with Masterpiece. That's how he compares to Masterpiece. As you can see, he does lack some of the decaling of Highway Patrol there. However, I do like that they painted the back, which is very nice. I appreciate that a lot. He does have a little badge, which I wish he did. It's up there. However, still looks really good. Still very close to the Masterpiece. All right, and real quick, here he is with his Generation 1 counterpart. Again, Highway Patrol. Really nice insignias. He's got that badge up there, which he does not have. Which again, Toy Hacks could really help with that. And the badge there, the police and Highway Patrol on there. And the chrome wheels doesn't have. Yeah, I kind of would also like Highway Patrol here and the little Autobot logo. That would be cool. Toy Hacks, get to it. All right, real quick. My battery's running dead. Let's see if I can get a shot of all three of them all together. All the Dotson brothers together again. You gotta have this set to have this guy. Love all three of them. They look beautiful together and are a must-have if you are a collector. And finally, there they are together, the 2-pack. That's how they compare in car mode. So for some final thoughts on these two. But yeah, overall, these two are a great set to get if you could find it, if you did not pick it up at the pre-order, or if you have to wait for it. These are a great set to have, so I would hold on to that pre-order, unless you happen to find it at retail some other place that you could get it earlier. These are fantastic. They don't really bring a lot new to the table, but they definitely inhibit the soul of these characters, even with the the head being incorrect for Prowl here. I wish he did have the correct head, but I guess I get why they did it. I mean, Siege had all Prowl heads for, well, Prowl heads for Prowl and Blue Streak, and he has Blue Streak head for both Prowl, Blue Streak, and Earthrise. Ironhide, on the other hand, here is more of a repaint than a retool. There's a few retooled parts, but he actually uses a lot of the same parts from the Siege mold, which I kind of wish they would have done away with. I wasn't a huge fan of the feet in Siege, and even less of a fan in this one. He just doesn't look good in his van mode. He has this giant sled, which is okay. It actually works really well as a shield. And I like his head sculpt. The chest, he looks the part and he's beefy, and that's very nice. And that is something that you want in an Ironhide figure. Overall, I do love this set, and I highly recommend it. He could do with some Toy Hacks labels, I think, though. So if you like this video, please hit that thumbs up button. Hit the thumbs down button if you have to. Subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications if you've already subscribed. So I'll see you guys next time with another review.